Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. Today, I'm announcing something extremely exciting for us at Growth Engine X as we've been working on this, validating this, and building this for maybe the last 6 months. We are now announcing that we are able to launch cold email campaigns for free for people who want to become customers of Growth Engine X, who fit a certain amount of criteria around lifetime value of their customers, as well as being B2B companies and things like that. But in this video, what I want to do is I want to go over how we do this, why we do it, and if it would work for you as well too. And so the first thing I just want to get into is I think that proof is always incredibly important. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Eric Noslowski. I run a outbound agency called Growth Engine X. And in the past year, we've generated over 10,000 positive responses. And this is just coming from our internal database from our Smart Lead. If that number sounds utterly unbelievable, Instantly.ai is one of our customers, and obviously we don't use Smart Lead to send with Instantly.ai. So the only customer that, the only email address they have tied to me to be able to give me this award is just the email that I use to run their outbound campaigns. And they have certified that we got 5,000 B2B sales opportunities in the past year as well too. So if this number sounds crazy, we had a third party, Instantly.ai, send me this awesome plaque. So I hope you can see that I'm not just making this stuff up. We really track these numbers because I think it's important to see how many positive responses we get. Currently, we manage just over, well, I guess this image says under 50,000 Google and Microsoft inboxes. We actually manage over that now since I made this. In the past, I've even done webinars with Alex Hermosi and my friend Enzo there, which was great. And then I'll release this presentation, but this is a bunch of people who are giving us kudos on our content, saying Eric is one of the leading outbound experts. Eric was one of the best in class for AI generated email. Just people sending recommendations or just commenting and just saying really nice things. Or we have a list of people that we've gotten positive responses from. See, we got a positive response from Boston Dynamics here, and then we had this person say great email, and all of these different things. So if you want to look at this, we can look at it, but I'll link the document so we don't get too sucked into this. So what are we doing here with these free campaigns, right? So first off, why are we doing free campaigns? Well, I found that most of our customers, we could tell if a offer was going to work basically within the first 3 days of a campaign. So I thought to myself, okay, how can we launch a campaign as fast as possible? And in doing so, I think we can do it for people for free. And so if you know anything about cold email, you need to buy domains and you need to warm up those domains so that you can start sending email. And if you don't know about that, you can watch my YouTube channel and learn more about that. But you can't just buy a domain and then start sending emails. So what I did is I purchased over 1,000 domains that kind of sound like growth strategy consulting. I won't actually give the domain names here, but we can talk about it if you're concerned. And we purchased these generic domains, and I've been warming them up for 3 months. So we have real Google inboxes on all of these domains. We have over 2,000 Google inboxes, and we're keeping them warm at all times. What we then do is what we found, and this is what I've spent 6 months validating. Well, it only took us a month to validate this, but this is what we spent a lot of time validating, was that could we send a campaign and do people care where the domain comes from? And I'm going to show you that people don't care where the domain comes from. It allows us to get started earlier for you, and then we could create branded domains and make sure it's under a sales rep from your team or anything else from there as well too. So we have these domains warming for you. We don't let anybody use the same domain. So as soon as somebody runs the test with some of the domains, we don't use them anymore. We turn them off and we turn on new ones and start the warm-up process on those. We have over 2,000 of those. We're good. We have a lot to go over. We've built a way that we can build your list right in front of you on the call, and then we can export that list from Apollo.io, and we have AI that does the copywriting that we get a first crack at it with AI, and then we edit it together on the call as well too. So when you want to run a free test with us, the only thing that we need is just a confirmation of who you want to reach out to, and then we have the copywriting. The first bat is done with the AI, and then you and I can go over it together, or somebody on my team can go over it together, and then you can figure out if it is actually something you want to send. And then we use Clay to send 1 to 3 personalizations in the email. I always think that the best email that you could possibly send is the same email that you would send if you were to manually research a company and then you were to insert things from that. Clayagent has just gotten so much better and so much more accurate. And if you don't know what Clayagent is, it's an AI agent that can do research about companies or about a person. So as you'll see later, we have really sophisticated asks from some people in the free test. And with Clay and Clayagent, we were able to do it extremely quickly. And then we send between 1,500 and 2,000 contacts. Sometimes we send less if we validate it earlier than that. And we try to figure out if cold email is going to work for your offer. Okay, but then some of you might be asking, has this worked in the past? These are just 3 companies that it's worked for the past before, and I just put them into the presentation. Like I said, we've been working on this for 6 months. It's worked for more companies than this, but I just wanted to include these 3 to just highlight them. And so first, Boundless Max. Now, the biggest question people ask me is, will people take these generic domains seriously? And I always say, of course, your branded domains are going to get more serious traction. But these generic domains, as long as people resonate with the message, they don't actually care what the domain looks like. So what this company does is they are an IT asset disposal company. And so basically, we email people and we say, hey, do you have laptops that are lying around and you want to get rid of those laptops? We can help you get rid of those, right? Now, when a company gives or they sell their laptops or somebody buys their laptops, there's a lot of security that goes along with that, right? As well, too. So this company, they need to be certified. There's a bunch of certifications that they need to get. And our domains that we were using were pointing to their website, but they had nothing to do with the website. And they still closed deals. And he picked up 2,500 Chromebooks, which was a total of 6 truckloads worth of material. That must have been crazy. And they worked with Korean Air as well. And both of these came from our generic domains. So not only has this worked, this person closed deals from this as well too. And they didn't even get to the stage where we were using their branded domains. They were still using our internal domains as well too. And so for those of you who might be asking, are these generic domains going to work? They absolutely do. And this wasn't just some marketing agency that had no security and these IT departments wasn't reviewing anything. These IT departments need this company to have certifications, and it still worked for them. And it was super awesome to see this. Then we have another company where they do Google reputation management. And so then I wanted to include this to show kind of the craziness we could do with AI. See, we only sent 195 emails. They came to us and they said they sent 3,000 emails and they didn't get a single positive response. I suggested copy that they should try with these custom variables. They took the custom variables out and it still worked for them. And then we used the custom variables and it worked even better for them. So see, what I mean by custom variable is this part right here, the one about RRG Roofing doing substandard carpentry work that wouldn't pass inspection. This is a custom variable where, like I said, we're using Clay to research the company and figure out what would you manually send anyway. We found a negative review and we're saying, hey, I had a question about the negative review I saw on Google. The one about this, is this having a negative impact on your business? We help people remove. Would you want to talk about that? See, we got this positive review here. Can I choose the reviews that are removed? Awesome. Then we say, hey, I had a question about the negative review on Google. The one about the insulation and dust bursting out of the attic. How much do you charge for removal? Okay, great. Hey, now this one's my favorite. I think this is so funny. I had a question about that negative review I saw on Google. The one about Diane providing excuse after excuse and no action. The reason I laugh is because we sent this to Diane. And so these are some of the things that might happen when we're launching these campaigns quickly. Diane obviously didn't mind. Actually, she loved it. You actually read the reviews. That's impressive. But what was really funny is that, we said, Diane provided excuse after excuse, and then they were overjoyed with receiving this email. You actually read the reviews. That's impressive. So these are the kind of things that we could put together very quickly for you for your free campaign that then we can say, okay, we're not going to go crazy and we're not going to, make a 4-hour Clay table, but there's things that we can do to make the campaigns look really good, to give us our best shot at getting leads for you off of our test. And then there was a email media company as well too that I just don't want to call out because actually this is working so well they don't really want me to say their name. But they basically had us AI generate this part, and then we AI generated this part as well too. So we got all these personality traits. For them, we could just generate any of these personality traits because they have access to so many people that this is just always going to be true no matter who they reach out to. And then we said specifically, it looks like you're looking to connect with motorcycle enthusiasts needing protective gear. I think we can help with that. Yes, I would be interested. Specifically, it looks like you're looking to connect with individuals recovering from addiction and reentering society. I think we can help with that. Yes, I'm busy throughout Thanksgiving, but we'll talk after. Thanks, would love to learn more. Specifically, it looks like you're looking to connect with outdoor enthusiasts seeking durable clothing. Awesome. And so that is what we can launch pretty quickly, as long as you just give us the insights of, hey, if I were to manually research this company, this is what I would say. And we'll put that together really quickly in our clay tables. So maybe I should have started with this from the beginning, but who is this for? I like to say it's for B2B companies that already have case studies that you can quantify your results, and you could say, hey, we can do this, and we have this offer, and we have a history of doing it in the past. And your customer LTV is above $5,000. If it's $250,000, amazing. We find that outbound usually works for companies that are generally have about an LTV of $5,000. It could be a little bit lower, but I'd say that's really an exceptional use case. But that's why we invented the test, right? So that we'd be able to test all of these things. And so really, I'd say it's for B2B companies who have case studies already, and their customer LTV is around $5,000 or above. The higher the better, of course, for everyone in this. And then what should you expect when we were to do this? So I always tell people that there's 3 problems that you need to solve when you're running an outbound campaign. 1, can we get responses? 2, will these responses book into meetings? And then 3, can you close deals from these meetings? This test is only testing number 1. Can we get responses? So I've had people in the past who we've run this test for, and we almost stopped running this test because the expectations were incorrect. We generated, I think there was one person from the test, we sent 2,000 emails, and we literally generated like 35 leads for them. And then they came back to us and they said, oh, we don't want to continue because we didn't close any deals from those people, which was crazy to us because we got them so many leads. And so then it was, what the heck? And so I do want to just set the expectation that outbound does take time. I think that whether you work with us as an agency or you work with a different agency, you should be able to see responses pretty quickly. If you don't see responses pretty quickly, I think you need to change up your offer, or you need to change up the list that you're targeting pretty drastically, because there's only so many ways that you could tell somebody that you do bookkeeping services or something like that, right? You need to make something different. And that's usually if somebody doesn't pass this test and then they still want to work with us, the reason they still want to work with us is because they want to find that offer that works to cold outbound, so then they can empower their ads and those other things as well too. So I very much say that this test is to just see if we could get responses. Yes, Boundless Max was able to close revenue from this test, but that message he also sent 3 months after we did the initial test with them, and it just came from those initial domains, and that's why I shared that example there. And so in this test, it's just, can we get positive responses? And then we'll work with you to help you book those meetings, and then we will help you make sure that the people are qualified enough that you're closing those deals with those meetings as well too. And so I'm really excited for this. In the description below, there's a form where you can fill out and apply to have us run a free test. We'll review your application, we'll review your website, and then somebody from my team or myself will reach out about how we can get this started for you. Generally, we're just going to hop on a call, talk really quick about your business, make sure that all of our expectations are aligned, and then we want to jump into launching a campaign for you as fast as possible. We want to send you about 1,500 to 2,000 leads just to make sure that we get enough volume through the campaign to see if this works. And then again, this is also just a test to see how we work and then how you work as well too. Because if you do get leads from the test, amazing. I hope you want to continue with us and work with us on one of our retainer packages. And then if not, maybe you still like the way that we're able to launch campaigns quickly for you, and you still want to test and you want to learn and you want to iterate on cold outbound. And we'd be happy to help you in that regard as well too. So I hope you find this interesting. If you want us to launch a free campaign for you, check out the link in the description. I'm going to be talking about this a lot more, and I'm really excited to be able to do this for people. So thanks, everyone. Talk soon.